Hello class, it's Mr. Ng. I thought we'd take some time and figure out how to work with sheets. This is a really core skill. It's a skill that we'll definitely use a lot in our class, but more so, this is an important skill for basically all of your STEM classes moving on from here on out. And if you go into the business world or anything that's kind of semi-professional or professional, you're going to need to know how to use Excel, how to use sheets. Your parents probably do a ton of Excel or sheets, so should you. So let's get started. Here I already have a lot of this stuff filled out. This looks very similar to the table that you already have, right? Got the person, the 3 trials, and then some raw data here, right? Step 1, let's format. To format, easiest thing to do is to highlight this whole bit and then press borders here. Now I got borders. Looks a lot better. When I copy and paste this into a Word document, it'll look nicer. Let's give it a header. So I'm going to highlight this and I'm going to fill in a color here. Just light blue is nice. That looks better. And for some of you, your columns will not be all nicely spaced like mine is. So for many of you, because it just bothers you, you'll want to adjust the columns. And here's how you do it. Come up here where it says A, B, C, or D. And you don't want this finger, that's no good. You don't want this arrow. You don't want this hand. You want it where it's 2 arrows back and forth like so. Hold it down and slide across. Hold it down and slide across. There. Formatting done. Part 2. Let's put in our formulas. The secret weapon here is the equal sign. Once you punch in an equal sign, Google becomes way smarter. For instance, to find the distance. Ooh, you know what? This distance, I want this in meters. These guys have been in centimeters, right? And we don't want centimeters. We want meters. So how do we find both the average and convert it into meters? Well, let's find the average first. Again, equal sign. Once you put in the equal sign, great things happen. Equal sign, the average, AVERAGE, right? You can put in a little function. Google has a whole bunch of functions stored in it. If you type in average, do open parentheses, highlight these 3. If you don't want to highlight, you could just type it in. B2, semicolon, D2, right? And then close parentheses. Notice that it's already highlighted for you. It's saying that you're going to average these 3 numbers. Press enter. 15. That's the average of those numbers. However, that is in centimeters. To convert it to meters, let's go back to this function. I'm not going to type in this box anymore. It's going to be hard to do. I'm going to type up here in the function bar. I'm going to use parentheses. Parentheses here. Parentheses in front of the average. And to convert this to meters, I'm going to divide by 100 because there's 100 centimeters in a meter. Boom. Oops, I had a mistake. Oh, I didn't put in a little operation. Divide by 100. There you go. So now we have the distance, the average distance that you caught the ruler, and it's in meters. Great. Here's the best part. I did it once, I could do it 1,000 times over by dragging it down. I grab the edge of it, I drag it down, and I just did the math 2 times more. Here, maybe that's too fast. Here, click on the cell. You don't want the arrow. You don't want this hand. You want this little cross thing. Hold it down, drag it down. It did the math again. The exact same math got repeated. If you don't like that, or that's hard to do, then you could just go to Edit, Copy, Highlight, Edit, Paste. Or if you're familiar with Control-C, Control-V, do that. Formatting is a little goofy because it's like the sig figs are all goofy. So let's format it, make it a number. That looks a lot better, right? These are in meters. Now we just need the average reaction time. We're going to use this equation down here. T is equal to the square root of 2 times x divided by g. So again, we're going to do the nifty equal sign, equal to square root. How do you do that? Well, you type in SQRT, squirt, parentheses, right? This is the square root, parentheses, 2 times delta x. 2 times is the little I don't know, it looks like an asterisk above the 8. So shift 8, 2 times. This is delta x, the average distance, E2, all right, divided by 10, close parentheses. 10 is g. 10 is the acceleration of gravity, right? In class, I might have used the letter A, but it's the same thing. Press enter. Boom. That is the reaction time, 0.173 seconds. Oh, I should put the unit up here. It's in seconds, right? Again, same deal. Drag it down so that it copies over. Too many digits. Let's make it into a number. Awesome. So now I have Patrick, Sandy's, and Bob's reaction times. Good. In fact, I'm going to highlight this, make it look a little bit nicer so that because this is the most important data. Now to graph it. If I was to highlight this whole thing and insert a chart, I could go to insert and chart. It'll chart like all of the craziness, like all the trials, which is a little excessive, I think. We don't need that. Let's hold on to this and delete it. Instead, I'm going to teach you a trick. Hold down control. Hold down control and you can highlight one column and then this column. And that's it. You only highlight the people and the average reaction times. That's the only data we want, really. Oh, this thing got highlighted. Get out of here, random box that got highlighted. Again, control, highlight this column, A, highlight this column, F. Now insert a chart, right? Google thought that I wanted a pie chart because Google is wrong. Instead, go over to chart type, pick the bar chart. Here you go. Here are the reaction times. And look, the axes are already done. Seconds versus the different people. I don't want this little weird thing over here, so let's customize it. All right. Chart axes and titles. Do I have a little legend here? Where's it? Oh, there's a legend thing right here. Legend. None. There you go. So here are the reaction times, a cute little graph. Make it nice and small. Now this can fit into a Word document, and this thing can go into a Word document. Done. I hope this was helpful. Please practice doing this at least once or twice so that when we do later labs, you'll be real good at using sheets. Thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.